Well, hello fellow crafters, Jadine here, and today I'm going to be showing you what I did with that beautiful piece of background watercolor leaves that you saw in a video a couple weeks ago. I'll go ahead and link an iCard right about here to that video so that you can see how I watercolored these stamped leaves. And then today I'm going to show you how I take that background watercolor piece and make these beautiful fall themed cards. This could be a thank you card, it could be a thinking of you card, you could change the sentiment out, and it could be a sympathy card, it could be a birthday card, it could be just any occasion. It could be, for me, I am making a whole set of these. I'm going to be making about 18 of them because I host Thanksgiving for my family every year. So I still like to send them like a little invitation to let them know that, you know, that is still happening and that we would love for them to be here. And I also include a return postcard, RSVP style postcard, so that they can let me know if they're attending, and if so, we do a covered dish style lunch, and you know what covered dish they'll be bringing. So they look forward to these. They enjoy seeing what kind of new artsy idea I come up with for them. But anyway, if you'd like to see how to assemble these really beautiful, really simple fall themed cards, just stay tuned. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is start cutting this background page down to 4" by 5 1/4" inch size pieces to form our background for our cards. And I know it's so pretty just the way it is, so I know it's going to be kind of a cringe moment here, but it's necessary to make our cards. So I'm going to start by trimming off this white edge, which was my takedown edge when I was watercoloring. And let me go ahead and flip it around and do the other side. Okay, and now I can start cutting it down. So we're going to start at 4 inches. Okay, so what I end up with is several background images that have partial leaves, and occasionally you're going to find most of a whole leaf or two. And that's why I was telling you, it being perfect wasn't really necessary, because you know, it really was just for a background, and we're not going to do a lot to these cards because, you know, we did put so much work into just the watercoloring of the image. We really want this to be the main attraction, the main star of the card. So we're really just going to do like a simple greeting on, you know, that we're going to place. And that's what I'm saying, again, with perfection, it wasn't necessary to be perfect, because we're going to stamp the greeting onto some craft colored cardstock. And, you know, so we'll be able, if we have a place that's really bad, like this place, I kind of got a shadow image of the stamp, you know, so I could put my greeting there and cover that up, you know, and still end up with a beautiful card. So I'm going to go ahead and cut our cardstock up, and I'm going to do all of these in the same fashion. They're going to have the same fold to them. So I'm just going to cut every single piece at 5 1/2 inches, just in half like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and score them all, and we'll get started assembling. So if you guys have been watching me any time at all, you know how much I love assembly line card making. I like making coordinated cards. I like making a lot of them at once, and this is no exception. Even though these all have the same purpose, they're going to have the same sentiment per se, doesn't mean these couldn't just as easily be a set of coordinated cards that you make as a gift to give someone, or that you're just making for yourself to have on hand throughout your fall occasions. You could make them, you could say do, you know, half of them, or do a few of them and thank you so much sentiments, you know, have some thank you notes on hand. Because, you know, this is going to be starting into the season where people are doing gifts and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So it might be nice to have some thank you cards on hand. You could have some happy birthdays. You could have some happy anniversaries. You could have some sympathy cards. This is a really generic design per se. It's beautiful, but it is very generic in that it will work for many, many different. Grab some adhesive. I like this double-sided adhesive. It came from Punch Place Plus, but I think they now go by Chameleon Crafts, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to lie to you. But this stuff is some serious adhesive. It is very, very strong. And I like using it when I've done watercolor images because the paper does have a tendency to warp a little bit. And this tape will help flatten that out and really hold it onto the card base. Exact sentiment that I want, I'm actually having to use a number of different stamp sets to accomplish that. And so I've got May Made It. I've got two of May Made It stamp sets. One that says Nemail, and I'm using the I. I couldn't decide if I wanted to use the I, the I'm, or we, but I decided on the I, so it's going to say I. And then from Stampin' Up! Good Greetings, I'm using the Give Thanks sentiment. So it's going to say I give thanks. And then for May's, I think this one's Just to Say Thanks is the name of this stamp set. So from this one I'm going to be using the ... and then For You. So I'm thinking the way I'm going to lay it out. Let me move all this out of the way. And I keep wanting to lose the I. It's small and it's clear, so that doesn't help. There it is. Okay. So let me move all these out of the way. And we're going to give it a few test stamps to see what we come up with. And this is just some craft colored cardstock. It's the lightweight cardstock that I got from Walmart. 50 sheets in a pad, so it was really inexpensive. And so I'm going to lay everything out. So that would be the Give Thanks would orient that way. And the I would be that way. I'm probably going to have to hand place that one on the block. And then the ... and I want to move that up really close to the Give Thanks. Yeah, no, there's no way, because I forgot this is a rubber stamp. Oh, let me see. Well, okay, I might not be able to use the gift because I forgot it's a rubber stamp and it's a different thickness than the, that's okay. I've got another option. So what I'm going to do is put this I back in Nemail, and it has another one that says I'm, I''M, in case you can't understand my crazy southern accent. Ready to go. And it is, well, I just saw it, oh, right there. Okay, so I think I'm going to do I'm thankful for you. So that works just as good, and I can put everything on one block. Hopefully, and stamp it all together. I might still have to stamp it. I'm thinking I might have to do the I'm thankful and then the dot border separately in order to get it lined up just so. But let me go ahead and pick up the I'm thankful with my block. I don't like it at all. You guys, kids are wanting to kill me about now. I'm gonna have to do what I thought I was gonna have to do. I'm just gonna have to stamp them separately. Okay, that's fine. But you know, sometimes the only way you can know for sure is to try, and try again. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure I leave myself plenty of room around them for cutting them out. I guess I'm gonna have to do this in 3 stampings really to get it to look like what I want it to look like. See, I really wanted this dotted line to be closer to the thankful, but just a little bit offset, like starting under the H. They're kind of fancy schmancy, but I would have to use a really large one. Let me see. But no, you know what? I think that is perfect, except I might have to re-stamp them and get them a little further apart, but I'm okay with that. I actually like that. Let me see if a smaller one. You know what? I'm going to do like I do most things. I think I'm going to do it both ways and see which one I like better. So let me get my evolution set up. Okay, I think ideally what I would do with these, because I feel like they still just need something, and if I had an excess amount of, you know, this colored cardstock and this color and these colors, that's what I would do, is make a mat to go under them. But unfortunately I don't have enough of that cardstock, so I'm going to have to work with what I have. So I'm gonna I'm gonna take this sepia ink, and I'm just gonna give it a brushing on the edges and see if that gives it enough oomph. If not, and I'm thinking probably not, but that's okay because I've got another trick up my sleeve to give this a little more drama, I guess you could say, just more presence on the card. Okay, so that's the beginning. Cover this up and move it out of the way. And now I'm going to take my DIY, and I'll go ahead and put a link to that video here. There'll be an iCard right about here. To the video where I made these DIY shimmer sprays. They're really easy to make, and they're very, very effective. Now I do find that it helps to prime them first, which means you just give them a really good shake, and then just into a paper towel or something, give them a few sprays to kind of get them going. But once you get them going, of course they do kind of spread out everywhere, so you got to be kind of careful. I probably should have gotten a bigger piece of cardboard. Okay, so now I have to decide where I want it on the... Gosh, I wish you could see just how beautiful and shimmery that is. So now for each one, and this is going to be different for each card, you know, the placement of this, you know, to give the background image the greatest ability to shine. And I think for this card I like that right there. So I'm using my snail adhesive. How about that? Simple. Oh my gosh, can you see that glimmer? That is just so beautiful. And then the other thing I was trying to decide, a couple weeks ago you saw in a Happy Mail I got some foil confetti leaves that I think would be beautiful with this. So and compared to the outside of the card, the inside is so stinking plain. So I was thinking maybe just a little smattering of leaves like that just to kind of dress up the inside of the card. Look at that. Okay, now the inside looks prettier. And that's it, y'all. I mean, I know there was a lot of steps to it, but you know, we worked with a minimal amount of supplies and ended up with a really beautiful personal card. And it's entirely up to you. You know, you go through all this trouble to make something like this. It is handmade, it is hand watercolored, and I know we put our handmade bio on the back, but you could also sign the front with the date to let people know that it is an original piece of art that you handmade. So I hope you enjoyed this card making tutorial. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for some future card making you'd like to see, just leave me a comment below and let me know, and give me a thumbs up. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And as always, you guys have a very blessed day. Bye now.